All right, you guys, we are back. It's EQ, and up next we have something pretty dope that I stumbled upon in Reddit. Shout out to Whipping Feet, which is a crazy name, but yeah, the caption reads, before that OVO check cleared and hit his account, academics used to tell the truth about Kendrick versus Drake. Yeah, man, it seems like it's a lot of bold claims that would kind of go against some of the stuff he's been saying as of late, especially during and after the beef. But yeah, enough dilly-dallying. Let's jump right into the video. And this is going to be crazy. You have the right to change your mind, but some of these claims, I don't feel like change over the course of a few years when some of these projects that Drake has dropped aren't considered to be amongst his classic work by his core fans. But yeah, enough dilly-dallying. Let's jump right into the video. This is about to be crazy, and this all seems like clips during Everyday Struggle, which is, when is this, like 2017? Around then? They both look so much younger, and honestly, Ak looks so much healthier here. Like, damn, bro, please just lay off the Henny a little bit. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's jump right into the video. Damn, this is Joe before he got the big bag.
Considered classic.
Both of them got the big bag.
I don't think he'll be considered classic. I'm not considering that Drake has any unilateral classics that would be seen by the culture. I don't think he'll be considered.
Hearing Ak say that Drake has no classics, especially after like the MVP glazing performance of the year, it is nuts. Like, yeah, people do have the right to change their opinion, but this is definitely a huge switch up. Let's jump into clip number 2.
3. And I'm not counting. I think all these are classic. Like the niggas it's just his shit is amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
wait, what's the 3 you count?
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Obviously, this is not the narrative he's been running with as of late. Like, the dude is making it seem like Kendrick is some indie artist with no classics to his name and just boring music. But obviously, the energy he's bringing to this topic obviously states otherwise.
Even though
as a classic album?
Yeah, I thought like by far. Actually, I think the rapping on To Pimp a Butterfly is better than Good Kid, Mad City. The songs on Good Kid, Mad City, and some of the concepts that he kind of get into, and also it's a first look on a big scale, so like we see it differently. But if we just going by rapping, I think some of his best rapping in his career,
I love that album.
If we're just talking about the 3 albums, was on To Pimp a Butterfly, and that's why I think it's not that easily digestible. This nigga was really rapping, trying to explain some shit, which of course, if like me. 3.
Yeah, man, this is another one that literally goes against the very narrative that he's been pushing. Yeah, obviously Kendrick has classics. I think most people would agree on that, unless you're just being either delusional or just being a contrarian. Even if you don't like Kendrick, you still got to admit that the dude has put out some classic bodies of work. I don't think that's something that could be debated. I think we're past that by now. But yeah, man, another one, fam. He's obviously a Kendrick fan. I know he really wants that Drake friendship. He wants that interview, and it seems like he'll say or do whatever to make sure that he attains that. But yeah, man, the dude definitely seems like he's been compromised.
The thing, so we could talk about it more, but the last point, I felt he really said to Drake and Big Sean, and he said with these lines, he says,
control.
Gotta lay something down if you making threats, gotta say something now, don't hold your breath. And with him saying that to me, he was saying, listen, if y'all got a problem with all these claims I'm making, say something right now.
Is Drake scared of Kendrick? Let me get my direct questions out the way.
Yes.
Is Big Sean scared?
The thing, so we could talk about it more, but the last.
He put the emphasis on yes. See, the energy that he's bringing to this, it's almost like this is definitely a complete 180 of what we've seen as of late. The dude has definitely been glazing Drake super, super hard in the face of all evidence and in the face of all facts. But the way he said that yes, fam, he means that yes. And I still think he still believes these things, but fam, he's made more money than he's ever made by keeping up this character. So maybe he believes some of it, but I can't believe that he's abandoned some of these views. I feel like he still believes most of this stuff.
No, hold on. I think we're going to agree with the first part of this. Yeah. We all agree what he's saying. I mean, if you are the greatest, you shouldn't have a ghostwriter, someone paying your bars.
You can't have a ghostwriter and be the best. It's obviously a sentiment that's been shared by a lot of people. But yeah, it is hilarious because like a good amount of time has passed since this show was aired. But yeah, I can't believe that he doesn't believe most of these narratives still. Let's jump into the next group.
No, listen. However, I think Drake has realized that Kendrick kicked his ass.
That is over.
No, listen. However,
bam, you see, like these clips, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000 words. Like him saying stuff like this makes like a lot of the things he said sound freaking crazy now. The dude's gonna win an Oscar for his portrayal as a Drake Glazer. If this turns out to be the views that he still has, he's made millions of dollars off this Kendrick or Drake beef. I feel like he would have made a ton of money regardless of who he supported, but supporting the person that everyone was rooting against, like, dude, everyone's going to your platform. And with the fact that Drake was coordinating with him, like, dude, I could see why he like did that 180 and maybe, who knows, is pretending to be this master Drake Glazer. But right here, he's admitting Kendrick kicked his ass. I will say this, you can never underestimate the internet's ability to find like the hard evidence, fam. At least we know he's not crazy. It could definitely be the Henny that got him talking like he's talking, but like they say, alcohol brings the truth out. This is just making me think that like the dude is like hamming it up because obviously it's getting him the results he's been looking for. Even if people are going to question his like integrity, they're going to question if he's compromised. Like, is he getting a check? Like, I don't know. He could just be doing it because at the end of the day, he's trying to get that interview. For a person that glazes Drake so much, it's crazy that he's never even met him in real life.
Nobody's really thought about Drake in terms of like lyricism comparison with Kendrick ever since the Meek shit. So the only fucking thing he had.
The Meek matchup was obviously something that heavily favored Drake because Meek was just making wrong move after wrong move, from putting songs out with terrible mixes, sounding like he had just recorded them, putting them out, and the fact that he literally gained the moniker Twitter fingers with some of the actions that he was doing during this beef. The dude really like shot himself in the foot because Meek's career at that time was as hot as it's ever been. Yeah, definitely a lot of it due to the fact that he was dating Nicki Minaj and on tour with her. So he's getting exposed to all these fans, but he was doing like probably his best sales to date. And after that, his career has never really like bounced back or recovered to reach anywhere near like that buzz he had then. The fact that he's saying Drake can never match up with Kendrick lyrically, yeah, man, it says a lot. These aren't things that just change overnight. It's not like Drake learned how to rap different. Arguably, at this time, we were getting like Drake's best music. Because I know that for the last few years, stuff hasn't been hitting as it once was.
So hear what I'm saying. So the only thing he had over Kendrick was the sales, right? And because he only had the sales and he fucked up, I think now he's kind of sitting back. Let me stop playing with these.
Did he fuck up though? I feel like there was a lot of hype for views.
500,000
Some
is
people
not
were
gonna work.
disappointed. Maybe
nobody's really.
Yeah, of course. The fact that Drake does more numbers than Kendrick and probably will continue to do more numbers than Kendrick, it's not what like the whole beef was about. The beef was about who's the number one rapper, who's the best rapper, not who's selling the most. Because when we talk about that, that's a whole different game and that's a whole different beast. When you're talking about that, you're talking about who has the bigger machine behind you, and obviously that's Drake. He has Lucian, Grange, and Universal, which basically they're the real heavyweights in the music industry. They own like 60% of the mainstream music over at Universal because I feel like everyone is under their umbrella. But the fact that he's saying that Drake can't even compare to Kendrick, bam, this, like I said, this isn't things that just change overnight. Yeah, people do have the right to change their opinion, but I think he's doing it from a business standpoint, and he knows the type of money he generates when he capes for Drake. People fail to realize whether it's a good comment or a bad comment, it's a comment. So even if they're firing back at academics and calling them compromise and calling them like dumb or whatever, or his takes don't make sense, like at the end of the day, that's still engagement, which is giving that video even more reach, which means he's monetizing it even more. He might be winning an Oscar for his portrayal as a Drake fan. You never know, man.
I believe Kendrick is kind of just boxing everybody out of this best rapper title. Everybody who's claimed it before, he's just boxing niggas out to say, y'all niggas can't claim this shit. This is me. I'm putting up the numbers now just like y'all, and my integrity's there because the second quote where he's talking about having that hit record, he's saying, yeah, it's great to have a hit record. Not at the sacrifice of my integrity, which is...
Yeah, of course. When it comes to Kendrick, he doesn't compromise his artistic integrity. Like, yeah, he can make hits, but he's going to make the hits on his terms.
Obviously helping or getting somebody to help out with rhymes. But Drake is synonymous with so much of the fuck shit he's addressing. No,
and he's speaking truth when he says Drake is synonymous with a lot of that stuff because, yeah, the fact he's using writers, the poppy stuff, like, these are all stuff that Kendrick has kind of like rallied against. And it seems like he's definitely going to take that head on going forward, still, with or without the Drake beef, especially given his last record.
This particular record, I listened and I'm like...
Yeah, this is like Joe, I want to say at 39-40. He looks so much younger. It's like his beard is definitely grayed out. He's eating better too.
Yo, I like how Kendrick's popping his shit. I think on this record, even though I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, I think he pulled Drake and Big Sean's whole card. Basically,
for somebody that calls Kendrick's music boring all the time, He's so excited talking about Kendrick's music.
This particular record, I listened and I'm like, yo, I like how Kendrick's popping his shit. I think on this record, even though I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, I think he pulled.
These statements don't align with somebody that says Kendrick's music is boring.
Drake and Big Sean's whole card, basically saying, listen, man, I'm the guy. How the fuck? And he was definitely taking shots at Drake. Are we agreeing with that?
Because he's talking about selling records.
Man, yo, hold on. Let me go to the lyrics.
Of course.
No pun intended. I see you, lyric. Okay. He mentions, remember Drake was saying he had the Midas touch? He says, listen, Kung Fu Kenny with the Midas touch. He's basically owning it. I love how he's owning it. I love when rappers own their spot and own what they're doing. He gets the Midas touch reference. He also says the platinum, got to look at yourself and ask what happened. How did a conscious nigga go commercial while only making conscious albums?
This definitely does not align with the stuff he's been spewing as of late.
In terms of Kendrick is waiting to see if Drake is gonna bite the bait, and he's ready to Big Sean him. I don't want to use Big Sean like that. Big Sean, I rock with you.
Yeah.
But he's ready. He's ready to, because I think Sean coming in terms of.
Yeah, man. Right here, he's basically saying Kendrick has been ready to body Drake. Yeah, and the fact that Big Sean is getting thrown there, I feel like Big Sean is always getting overshadowed by those two. The dude had a dope rollout that got squashed by like the Diddy raid, and then this beef, which literally took over the whole year, and is still going, obviously, man. Ack, man, you got a lot of explaining to do, fam. This is just confirming to me the fact that when Ack saw the money rolling in, he was like, oh man, I'm just gonna lean 1000% in this direction because look at the money that's coming in. Plus, I don't think that Ack was gonna get the direct connection to Kendrick as far as like tips, news, and stuff, and him feeding information to him to put out on the platform like he did with Drake. I don't think he was gonna get that.
Yo, it's hard to compare like a nigga like Kendrick to himself. Like, I mean,
he outdoes himself every time. Almost.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I remember when that dropped, and I looked at just off the top of my head, I can't remember too many albums that dropped, but I remember that year, and I was like, this is just out of everyone's league. Like, again, one thing with when I'm determining a classic, I think about
everyone's
the time
league,
when it
that would include Drake.
Dropped or it came out, and like how it not only compares to other music, but how it may make other musicians change their shit up. Like, it has to have an impact. And I felt like the impact was like, yo, listen, for all you niggas who's compromising y'all shit to get y'all records out or dumbing down, no.
It's funny how he brings up compromising.
Maybe you should. Like, just don't compromise and just really, if you're gonna rap, man.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Watching all these clips definitely give it credence, like, to the theory that, like, dude, he's just playing this up for, like, the monetization. Because obviously, he said he's never made more money than this, ever. The dude became the go-to guy to release records for a little bit. You had people like not only Drake giving him records, but you had Quavo sending him songs. I feel like he had tons of people sending him records. Yeah, a lot of this stuff he was saying, like, dude, it literally is a complete 180 from the stuff he was saying during the beef and after the beef. Him calling Kendrick boring, and then him saying here how he loves the music and he's out of everybody's league and he's gonna body Drake. He's gonna Big Sean Drake, which is a crazy way to like reference Big Sean's name. That makes the current narratives he's trying to run with kind of sound so out of character. Listen to this. Like I said, the dude does have a right to change his opinion, but I feel like a lot of these things don't just change with time. They change with like more music being dropped that you feel like is a classic, that you feel like is bringing him to that level where he can be considered the best rapper. Because now you have tons of footage that basically you're claiming the exact opposite. You're championing Kendrick. You're crowning Kendrick as the king of rap. You're crowning Kendrick as the best, which is like the complete opposite of what he's been saying. But how much of it is, yeah, in fact, maybe he did get a check. You never know. It's not unlike labels to put people on payroll to basically feed the information they want to be fed the narratives that they want to be fed. It wouldn't surprise me at all. This happens all the time. So yeah, is Ack compromised? Maybe. Who knows? He can change his opinion. But like, bam, these clips really to me just like point out the fact that the dude was really up on Kendrick. The dude loved Kendrick. I don't know how much he really liked Drake at this time. I think maybe the fact that like Drake reached out via message, maybe that changed his mind, but that shouldn't be enough to change your integrity and compromise some of your views. I know, like, yeah, the money is enticing. You're getting boatloads of money, basically being like one of the few people that have been caping for Drake, along with like OVO Mall and a few others as well. But yeah, man, this makes the current stuff you're saying look even crazier, bro. Like, and obviously these can't be the only clips where he's saying these type of things because he was also streaming at the time. So like, yeah, I feel like there's probably tons of other footage. To me, all this stuff is definitely a complete 180 to the stuff he's been saying. And like, yeah, to me now I'm thinking it's the money, man. The money is just way too good. Dude is making millions caping for Drake. And maybe in a few years he comes out and says, hey, yeah, man, I was faking all that for like the money. I would believe that a lot more than some of the stuff he's been saying as of late. But like I said, he does have the right to his own opinion. I just feel like if the facts are that obvious and you can't really refute that, yeah, man, at that point, just take the L. And L's are okay, man. Sometimes L's are a part of life, man. Your favorite team isn't going to be winning all the time. If they lose a game, you don't go and say, nah, that game never happened. No, it counts against your rankings, and it's all right. Boxers lose matches all the time. Doesn't mean you can't come back from it. But yeah, man, all this stuff to me is a complete 180. Definitely let me know what you guys think. If you guys have seen any other clips that have echoed these same type of sentiments, definitely throw it in the comments. I'll be interested in checking them out. But yeah, this, like I said, this is definitely some throwbacks. This is from when he was on Everyday Struggle, which is a while now. Just looking at them, you can see it was a while. Joe looks completely different. He's packed on a lot more weight, man. The Podfather has packed on a lot more pounds, fam. And seeing this makes it even like greater to see them like excelling right now because they did work really hard for like the space they've created and the platform they created for themselves. These people were very much fringe people, but the companies and the corporations had to embrace them because of the influence they had. And honestly, that's due to their hard work. But with that being said, yeah, man, this is crazy. Complete 180. Joe has definitely kept the same energy. I feel like some of it, he was trying to bait some of those answers out, but he probably knew that Ak was going to answer in that way anyway. Definitely let me know in the comments if you guys think that the narratives that Ak is trying to run with now is just, pardon the pun, an act that he's pulling to basically monetize even more. Because, yeah, according to him, he's made more money than ever. And it's saying a lot because the dude has honestly been really, really successful. And Joe has also claimed on his podcast that he's made a ton of money from this and honestly hopes that like something kicks off big like this again. But who knows, man? Time will tell. But yeah, to me, it's a 180. Definitely let me know what you guys think of Act's complete 180 and if like the act he's pulling now is actually real or he's just doing it for the money. At the very least, his credibility is definitely shot after watching all this because you completely compromise all your views. And of course, with time, you can change your mind. But the stuff he was saying, I don't think, like I said earlier, changes with time. It changes with other music and better music being dropped. If you were thinking at the time he had no classics and Kendrick had classics, and if you're thinking that Kendrick was in a league above everyone else, like in a league of his own, and now you think Drake is the runaway leader as far as best rapper, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button, guys. That's the channel wonders. Thank you guys so much for watching. The channel is doing super dope. Like I said in the last video, I'm contemplating throwing some type of like news show / podcast. I'll also be throwing up on like DSPs as well, where I basically touch on these topics, but in a shorter format, and we do more of them in one episode. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think about that idea. Like I said, definitely hit the like, subscribe button. And yeah, hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Damn, Act. You about to win an Oscar, fam. This is crazy.